Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60. I'm sitting here in the rain in the middle of nowhere, and now I know exactly how President Xi felt when they sent him here as a kid. So anyway, it's even more than that, guys. Here is the actual cave. Yes, it's raining outside. Here is the actual cave that President Xi lived in from 1969 to 1971. For over 2 years he lived in this cave. Let's go into the cave and check it out. As you can see, there's a lot of interest in this. Actually, you know, it's not that bad in here, guys. Stone bed with a little, I don't know, cot mattress.
This is something you expected?
Who's this guy?
This is who? This is your guy.
This is
Obviously, I'm serving as your guide today.
This is
No
my.
way
This is where President Xi spent a couple of years after in the Cultural Revolution,
Yeah.
when he was sent to the countryside. Yes. So I'm not sure what you can see here. Oh, we do have a light. Ooh, nice light. So yeah, so President Xi actually lived in this cave with 5 other people during the Cultural Revolution for a couple of years. He actually came here when he was 15 years old. I never knew this either, guys. I'm learning as I go along here. So it's obviously been dolled up a little bit because it's actually turned into a tourist attraction here in China. And by the number of people that are coming here, you can see that there's a lot of interest in the president and his life back in the old days, back in the Cultural Revolution. He got here when he was 15 years old. I'm not sure actually how long he actually stayed in this particular cave, but he was sent here with 5 of his friends, or 5 other people, other children at that time. And I guess if anybody understands the Cultural Revolution, it was sort of a thing that they did, you know, getting back to the country life, learning how to grow vegetables, rice, you know, things like that. And, you know, whether I believe in that ideal or not, I guess, is irrelevant, because we're actually looking at history here. It's one of those things. Amazing. See, I didn't know I was coming to this place until yesterday, and it was like later in the evening, and it really didn't filter in. But you can see by the pictures on the wall that he always has his head tilted to a little bit to the left, and you see him on the news in you know, in China here when he's walking around. He's always got his head tilted a little bit to the left. He had that when he was a child. Look at these pictures. And you can actually see from a different direction here, the cave, of course, but the area that the cave's in is pretty rugged. People back in these days in this area actually used to live in caves. Yes. Cave living people in China. Go figure. But think about it. Cool in the summertime, warm in the wintertime. It makes a lot of sense. You know, digging into the sides of these mountains. And these mountains are made out of clay. So if it rains too much, you got problems. You get landslides and stuff like that. So probably wasn't the safest way, but it was their way back in the day. There's actually store owners that say that, you know, they have a picture with President Xi and say, well, he used to stay at my place, and, you know, stuff like that. But you can see, look at the tourists in this place. Like, seriously, I'm going to do a 360, and you just look at the tourists in this place, and you tell me that the Chinese aren't interested in this man's life and his history and their history. Patriotic? Yes, these people are patriotic. I guarantee you that. And he's the president of China at this moment. He's not some historical figure from way back when. And even as the sitting president of China, he can get this kind of reaction, I guess, tourist reaction from the citizens of China. President Xi actually got here when he was 15 years old. And he stayed in this one place for a couple of years, and then he stayed in this other place for another 4 years at this location, working, as a farmhand, actually. As you can see, there's a lot of these caves along in this village. Probably the best thing that ever happened to this village is Xi Jinping was sent here during the Cultural Revolution, because the future of this village is pretty well cemented in tourist stone, as far as I can see. They've got little stores, they've got, but all of these people used to live in caves like this. Some of them are clay, some of them are stone. The clay ones are probably the lower class ones. The stones are probably the better class ones. So just think, you're a 15-year-old boy living in the city with a pretty easy life, and all of a sudden the Cultural Revolution hits, and you and 5 others are sent to live in a cave in rural China, to work as a farmer. What's going through your mind? You're used to a pretty easy life, and now you're in a hard life. You have no indoor plumbing. You have no running water. You're living in a cave in the middle of nowhere. What's going through your mind? What do you think he was thinking? But you know what? It shows the character of this individual, actually, to go through this as a child, to work your way up in the Communist Party in a place like China that has competition like you wouldn't believe, and to become the top dog, the leader of the country, from such a humble background. That says something for the person. The interest in this place actually started around 2015. Sure, there was tourists coming before that to see where President Xi was actually living when he was sent to the countryside, but it wasn't really, and I'm not going to say commercialized, because they haven't actually commercialized this area. The buses bringing people in to the area, they charge for. The meals, and the meals are pretty good here, sort of like a buffet style. They charge for the meals, but to come and see where President Xi lived in these caves is absolutely free. It's one of the things in China, they didn't want businesses using President Xi's name to make money. You know, that's not a bad way to look at this. You know, they didn't want people making money off President Xi's name. So this hasn't been commercialized. It's actually free. And that's another video on my way out of Yan'an Shanxi province, mainland China, on my way to Xi'an for an overnighter, and then we're off to Ulaanbaatar in Xinjiang. And that's going to be quite a series of videos, so you're gonna have to tune in on that stuff. You know me, I look at the world a little bit differently than most YouTubers, so I'm gonna be bringing you stuff that you've never seen up in that area before. Anyway, that's another video from Gweilo 60. If you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Don't forget to resubscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell, and whatever you do, don't forget to put a couple bucks in the children's Patreon account. Oh, and you're not supposed to take video or pictures at this airport, because this airport in Yan'an is both a military and a civilian airport. So no video. Remember, don't take any video here, or you could get in trouble.
下雨没事儿是吧？
没事儿，现在下雨，我觉得外面那个雨还好，没关系。来吧，
长按，长按，长按。那样子。 收灯条。
我操，太新了。